Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking our time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Much appreciated in advance. So previously we talked about the original Castlevania, and that pretty much opened up the floodgates for me personally on wanting to experience all the other Castlevania games that I really enjoy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about one of those games today. My favorite Castlevania for the Game Boy Advance, Circle of the Moon. Now, I'm not particularly familiar with where this falls on the timeline of Castlevania games, but I do know that Dracula has been slain or at least defeated at some point, and so he's trying to gather his strength after being revived by Carmella and, you know, their gang of dastardly people. And the biggest thing for me when I played this game was this game is like having Symphony of the Night, on command, on handheld. Which was crazy to think, because when Symphony of the Night came out, it was like this new way to do Castlevania. It was like a change in the entire genre. It started to follow the Metroid style of games where you have this giant map, and it was no longer you going from stage 1 to stage 2. It went away from the Ghosts and Ghouls or Ghouls and Goblins or whatever you want to call that particular franchise, and it went into this thing that eventually became its own type of thing. Just have the castle, and you got to go around, and it's all of these different rooms, and you need all these different items, and it was just such an incredible experience. And then to have the Game Boy Advance version come out, and I would be under the impression that it was going to be more like Castlevania for Game Boy, the original ones. But this was a incredible experience, and it was one of the games that let me know that the Game Boy Advance was nothing to be trifled with, that this was going to be a incredible experience, more so than going from like Game Boy to Game Boy Color. This felt like the next step in handheld, so this game represents a lot for me. This is also one of the games where you're gonna have to put some time in. This isn't a short journey. This is going to be a long one. And for this type of game, again, this is something you definitely didn't see on the handhelds yet. And the different items that you get, again, this is Castlevania, so your additional weapons are really, really good. You also have some spells and things like that you can get as you play through the game. You have equipment. Like I said, this is like taking the whole Symphony of the Night experience and putting it in handheld form in the best way possible. Now, you don't get all of the crazy moves that Alucard gets in Symphony of the Night, but a lot of the things that you expect from Castlevania are there, and a lot of the bosses, and with those bosses come difficulty. But you can level up, you can grind it out, you can get yourself stronger, you can find all these items, look for all these secrets, because you don't need to necessarily find everything to complete the game, right? But you got your mini map, and my goal was always to explore all the rooms and try to find as many things as I could. And it's just a really cool game. You don't play one of the Belmonts in this one. You play Nathan Graves, who is like a friend of the vampire hunters. And then, as you can see, if you play the story, you'll see how that changes and what goes on and all that. So I won't spoil it, because I really like this game, and if you hadn't played it, I would like for you to experience it. But I just remember so many cool memories. My friend Marquise let me borrow his copy at one point, and getting on the bus every day and being able to just play Castlevania on the bus ride to school was like, it was incredible. So this game is very, very positive in my book. A lot of good memories associated with it. And then talking to your friends about what bosses that you were dealing with, what you get stuck on, what you do to fight them, and all of that stuff. It just made it a communal experience, and that's what games like this really bring out. They bring out that sense of community, trying to figure out what to do, but also don't tell me how to beat it, right? You want to know what they did, but also not too much information, because you want to do it on your own, or you get tired and you're like, fine, just tell me what you did. That type of thing. But yeah, always a great experience seeing that level up pop up every time when you're fighting random enemies, because you never expect it except for when you fight bosses. So having it pop up when you're fighting random enemies, or finding the thing to increase your health or your magic or your heart, all of it. Fighting the different bosses was always fun. And then, of course, if you do get to Dracula, it's no walk in the park, and that's if you get past Death, who's out here giving out the business. But yeah, really enjoy this game, enjoyed this series, obviously. So I wanted to highlight another one of those games in the series, and there will definitely be more, because there are plenty of fantastic Castlevania games to talk about. But like always, did you beat the game? If you didn't, go ahead and get on that. They've released it on different collections, so it's not something that's too hard to find if you do a little bit of looking, or you can always acquire it through nefarious means, as they say. But I appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all be safe.